and today I'll be showing you how to make a delicious and simple barbecue glazed pork chop with an apple and cabbage coleslaw. It's very easy and delicious, and you're going to love it. To begin with, we have our pork chops, which are just 2 half-inch boneless pork chops that I have salted, peppered, and glazed with a little bit of barbecue sauce from a bottle because I'm lazy. And they've been sitting out for about half an hour to make them room temperature, which is ideal for getting a perfect sear once we begin cooking them. For our slaw, we have a bag of cabbage and shredded carrots, which again, a shortcut, and a Honeycrisp apple because it's in season, which I have just cut into very small matchsticks to kind of mimic the cabbage and carrots. For the dressing, we have apple cider vinegar. It's about a 1/4 cup, and then the same amount of mayonnaise. Then we will have a drizzle of honey, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and my little secret ingredient is half a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce because it adds a really nice umami flavor, which you wouldn't think goes in a traditional coleslaw, but it's really nice with the apple and the pork. It's just delicious. To begin with, we're going to make the dressing for our coleslaw, so I'm just going to scoop this pork out of the way. No cross-contamination in this kitchen. And we will just go ahead and throw the Worcestershire sauce in with our apple cider vinegar, then all of this mayonnaise. What a sound. A drizzle of honey, because coleslaw traditionally has a sweet element, and I prefer the flavor of honey to plain white sugar. Add in our pepper. Black pepper is one of my absolute favorite spices. You ever eat mac and cheese with me, you will figure that out. And a lovely dash of salt. So we will just stir this together to get everything really nice and emulsified, break up those clumps of mayonnaise and get the honey all dissolved. Okay, now let's combine our wonderful dressing with these delicious fresh ingredients. We'll just put all of our apple matchsticks in there and then dump this dressing. I'm gonna just get it all in there. It's yummy, may as well. So now I'm just going to thoroughly mix this salad. I want to make sure that everything is coated in the dressing. And the reason that I'm making our salad, our slaw rather, before I make the pork is because the longer this sits, the more dressing your cabbage and apples will absorb and the more flavor that it will all have. They kind of wilt down and get a little bit softer, and it just tastes better. Now that we have our slaw assembled, I'm just going to set this to the side while we move over to the stove and fry off our pork chops. To begin cooking our pork chops, I have my stove on medium-high heat, and to this I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Make sure that's all coated. We don't want any sticky pork. Oh yeah, that's the sound that you want to hear when your pork goes into the pan. And remember, when you're frying, always lay things away from you, otherwise you could get popped with oil, and that really hurts. We'll just be cooking this on medium-high for about 2 minutes, and the sound that you're hearing is the sound of a perfect sear. So after about 2 minutes, you should start to smell that delicious glaze. The sugars will be caramelizing in your barbecue sauce, so you just want to flip that over. And you can see the nice little charred edges. Those are the best. And then the center is looking really like tender and sort of whitish, and that's what you want to see. So another 2 minutes on this side, and we'll be ready to plate it up. Okay, now it's time for my favorite part, the plating, and then I get to taste it. Yay! So let me just get this succulent, delicious pork chop. Throw that on there. And I will add a generous serving of my slaw, which I'm so excited about, because this stuff is seriously dynamite. Okay, now that our little plate is assembled, let me get the perfect bite. This pork chop is so tender. I basically don't need a knife. I'm just trying to be ladylike for you. Get some of this slaw onto my fork. Make sure I get some nice crunchy apples. That's really my favorite part. That's what I like the best. And here we go. Yeah, it's good. I made that. The sweet, crunchy apples really complement the pork well. That's kind of a classic combination. But then you get kind of a sour and salty note from the slaw. It's just perfect.